of the day, which is going to be played on Polar Night. Toodming versus Masa, and once more really excited. Yeah, you're kind of a fan of Toodming, as you had the pleasure of casting him in Challenger League. Unfortunately, I was not available back then, as I was drinking caipirinhas in Brazil.
Yeah, he looked good and in Challenger. And if we follow circular logic, Scarlet beat Masa. Scarlet lost 0-2 to Hart. Toodming lost 1-2 to Hart, so therefore Toodming should beat Masa as well.
That is some rock solid logic. I am not even sure why we're still playing this best of 3.
I think there's like there's literally a fallacy for what I just said. There's like a.
But you know, like if Masa wins, right? That's what you said, right?
What I said is that Toodming will win.
Toodming will win?
Yeah.
Ah, so then we're gonna have a final series of the day, which is undecided because Toodming has not played against Scarlet yet. That's the only way it makes sense. By the way, the first map is once more going to be played on Polar Night. I promise, guys, that we have more maps in our map pool. It just seems like
these three.
That these players are very big fans of Frost. I mean, we already is kind of established, like we agreed upon that Frost is out of the maps that we added back then of the 3 new maps, Youngsu, Frost, even though Youngsu is Polar and Polar Night, that Frost was just like this solid map that all 3 races seem to enjoy and provides lots of good games. Polar Night was very unpopular for a while due to the weather effects. Blizzard has allowed us to turn it off. Now we're suddenly seeing it all the time. Yeah. And now Youngsu has suddenly disappeared. Either way, we're going to go ahead and introduce our players. The recent champion of the MLG and this Game On tournament is, of course, root for root Masa, as he's our Red Terran, spawning on the top side of Polar Night. And Masa will go up against a Chinese Zerg, the one that I'm still a little unfamiliar with. Mr. Bitter seems to be a big fan of him. He is Toodming, representing Team Zenith of Origin. The team that has Top on their ranks as well, and Top we will see in action maybe even next week, or it's going to be in 2 weeks from now on. I look forward to seeing Top, man. Top played the legendary series against Violet in Challenger League.
Yeah, he did.
People love that series.
Violet played some really fun games in general for all of his like WCS qualifier Challenger stuff, and
Top is the Chinese Elfie. He made that push work on Heavy Rain.
Man.
And that is a compliment.
I want Elfie to move to America and compete in WCS America. That would make me so happy.
Taysha would lose his mind. He's like, no, not Elfie. And Jaden would be like, Elfie?
And then he would play against him. He'd be like, no.
Darth Vader would be so cool. Maybe you should offer him a room, man. Do you have room in your place?
I don't, unfortunately, unless he wants to sleep with the kitties.
That would be fantastic. Elfie in WCS America.
Gas opening here for Masa, who is not going to go for the 2 racks this time around. Maybe in game 2. In his first game against Scarlet, Masa opened up like this, getting a quick reactor, a couple of Marines, and then expanding. We'll see if that's... Nope, he's going to go with Reaper. So, not the same as we've seen from him before. Reaper is still super standard, though.
We've seen Toodming play on Polar Night earlier today, but there wasn't really a whole lot that we could say about his style, other than the fact that it was simply a little too greedy against the style that... Hart was showing us, as Hart decided to not go up to 3 orbitals in that game and just move out as soon as team was ready, and Toodming was sitting on 68 drones and a bunch of Zerglings, which was not capable of dealing with Sim Marines. The feeling that every Zerg player will face once upon a time, before they realize that I have to do something else than building drones every now and then.
Drone so hard is a good strat, but sometimes you gotta make other units, which is sad.
Sometimes it backfires.
Can't just SD spam.
We haven't seen a single real Zerg cheese yet today. The Terran players are definitely not afraid, but the Zerg players, man, they've been surprisingly good boys.
Man, Zerg cheese is getting trickier to pull off, unless you're Violet.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
There's so many Terran openings are very, very safe against the popular Zerg cheeses. The drone takes a lot of damage, but good control here from Toodming. Saves one, saves not the second one, loses the drone.
At least Toodming has been a good boy, I want to say. He has not cheesed. Reaper working on these Zerglings.
Doing work with this Reaper, doesn't want to hop down. He will eventually be forced to, and should be very happy with the result there. Managed to get a drone kill, managed to see pretty much everything in the main base there of Toodming, so he's got a good feel for what he's up against. And Reaper's now going to
this Reaper's doing some serious work, man. He's picking up a drone over there as well, forcing the other end to move into the spore. It's a pretty good opening over here for Masa. He even had a third Reaper on... Well, he let the third Reaper finish as well. What's going on over here, man? It's the Reaper madness.
Maybe
against the speed opening, going up to 3 Reapers? What do you think about that?
I think that's very, very dangerous, and I think these Reapers also being a little bit sloppy trying to do work against a pretty healthy Queen. The second Queen coming down, Masa's going to have to back it up a little bit. And I don't think he's going to do any more damage, so maybe this third Reaper was a waste. Maybe he'll surprise us. Maybe he'll get a queen.
If he loses all 3 Reapers, that's definitely going to hurt a little bit. Whoa, one Reaper is trapped, blocked by his buddies over there. Now Speed is about to finish up as well. These Reapers are in a lot of trouble, and they should fall. Unless a miracle happens, one Reaper will go down immediately, and the second one, which was really the third one, will go down as well. 14 more Zerglings on the production tab as well. Toodming is going to go back to mining gas. I think Toodming is up to something, man.
Might we see this Zerg style that I keep
he's not
begging
that
for?
much of a good boy after all.
A couple of Lings making their way into the Napper here, and Masa's going to...
Even though it's already 6 minutes and 20 seconds, I guess it's about
SCV.
time. But he does make a lot of speedlings. It's going to make it a little harder for Masa to establish this base on the low ground. Especially if he sends his first 2 Hellions out a little carelessly. We'll see.
I'd love to see a Baneling Nest right now. I think this is a perfect situation for it. That is a fairly greedy third command center for Masa, and he doesn't have many units out on the map at all. He's got a Marine. He's got 2 Hellions. And it's a very simple matter to just park a Ling outside the natural, and when you see the Hellions run past, attack with everything else you have. But we do see more drones on the way. No Baneling Nest, in fact, for Toodming, so maybe he does want to just play the... Yeah, now there's Baneling
There
Nest.
is a Baneling Nest. He's going to try to surround these Hellions at first, though. If he gets 2 of them, it would be massive, and it seems like he will be able to get 2 of them. Actually, Masa's doing this very well.
That's
man.
Excellent control. Still losing a couple of SCVs there, but
He keeps
ultimately...
all 4 Hellions alive.
Yeah.
That is so huge.
And
Great play.
now up to 6 of them. 20 more Lings on the way, though, Kev. A Baneling Nest finishing up. I think Toodming has aggressive intentions.
He's not been that much of a good boy. I was so wrong about Toodming.
But
The devil is taking over.
But this is that style that we were talking about, and if the Hellions aren't at home, a big Zergling Baneling attack is going to be brutal.
Yep. But the fact that all 4 Hellions were kept alive, and now we have 2 more. We have 6 Hellions.
Oh my god, how many Lings is he going to make? He's going to go up to 40.
I don't know, man. It's all going to come down to the positioning of these Hellions. If the Hellions die in the middle of the map, yes, then this could potentially work for Toodming. But if the Hellions do not die and they will start running and start shooting at the Zerglings, he can always fall back all the way back to his main and just, you know, use the depots, use so much.
Look at the great vision from Toodming. The Overlords are spread out in such a way so that he can see the movement of these Hellions.
Is he gonna try to set up the big flank?
I think so. We've got... Oh, bad luck, Zerglings.
Oh, he has to be so careful, man. If this plan fails already, then his
If
entire
he loses all
strategy
these
fails.
Lings, then this is just almost curtains.
This is the moment to go for it. And he's gonna get it.
Yes,
that's
he
a good
is.
surround.
Beautiful surround, Toodming. He will get all those Hellions, and now Masa's going to have to panic. He's like, holy crap, that's
That
a
is a
lot
lot of
of
Zerglings.
Zerglings. And
No
more
bunker on
Lings
the low ground
way.
either, man.
No siege tank,
Oh,
no Widow Mines.
Yes, 3 Marines.
Is the factory even working? There's no way to hold this.
Wow, I really like that you mentioned that Overlord positioning, because that set everything up for Toodming. That allowed him to, you know, keep making those links and not being too time pressured just yet, because he know as soon as I can get those Hellions out in the map, I will be in a good shape. If Masa would have seen those Zerglings before, it would have been over. Here come the Banelings, and here come all the Zerglings as well.
That's it. GG,
Oh.
Toodming, high aggression, Zergling, Baneling off of 3 hatcheries. I love it. That's the exact play style that I was talking about early on in the broadcast. And it's a dirty boy, you're right, but it's very difficult to not do damage with that kind of a build. And I do think it's a super powerful cheese in this metagame.
This was not designed